What's up, friends? It's Full Firecore. Welcome to another installment of tier changes for Showdown. So this is a series I do every single month. I try to do it the first of the month and try to post it the day of, so this might be a little late if you're watching it. But yeah, this is the first of the month that I'm recording this and the day that this was released. So a brief summary of what this is. Every single end of the month, Pokemon Showdown, they take the Pokemon that were used and they put them inside of higher tiers if they were too good for their respective tiers, or lower them down if they were not, making the cut. So we're going to go over this along with some usage stats and the rises and the drops. So starting off with the rises, we have UU to BL to OU, which is Venusaur. Now Venusaur, it's become really strong. Sun teams are just everywhere now. Personally, I like Rain, and yeah, Rain, then Sun, then Hail, then Sand. I do not like Sand teams, just never have liked them. But yeah, Venusaur is pretty cool, and I think its spot is OU. That's a good spot for it. Next, we have the UU to OU tier. So let's start off with Blizzy. This is actually a pretty interesting thing that's been happening inside of Showdown recently. So it's kind of an undisputed fact that Chansey has been like far superior to Blizzy. Because Evilite, raising its SPDEF and its defense, makes it a lot better if it's a pre-evolved Pokemon, which Chansey is. Blissey, on the other hand, kind of just usually gets chucked down inside of UU, but the addition to heavy-duty boots and the addition of Teleport to their kit, I guess, has made them a much better pivot mon, so you can pivot in with them and stuff. And also, they have Natural Cure, you can use things like Soft Boiled. It's just a really good tanky mon. Yeah, so Chansey can fit the role of like hardcore stall teams, and Blissey can fit the role of balance, I guess. Maybe Chansey balance or something. Or maybe no, Blissey. I keep saying Chansey. You know what I mean. Alright, next one we have is Crawdant. Now, Crawdant is a very strong mon that got chucked down inside of UU last month, but yeah, Crawdant's too strong. The adaptability ability is just a very good ability, and it makes this mon very strong. So I think he belongs inside of OU. But he was like a UUBL for like quite a while. He was actually like a BL Knight. Pokeaim and Blender made a... I'm pretty sure the first BL Knight for Sword and Shield was on that mon, since he's kind of like the undisputed BL mon. But now he's OU, so let's see how he does there. The next mon that we have is Torquel, which rose up all the way to OU from his RU status. Now, I'm pretty sure this is just because Venusaur got chucked up there, or maybe just Sun teams are used quite a bit these days. But yeah, I have no problem with Torquel going up there. Sun teams are very strong. And of course, we still have Ninetales to set up the Sun back inside of RU, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ninetales is chilling inside of RU right now. So yeah, Torquel's pretty cool. Next, we have NUBL to RU, which is going to be the Vanillux. Yeah, Vanillux. I always forget its name since they look so similar to the other versions. And then Tauros. Now, Tauros is pretty cool. I like Tauros a lot. He's really fast, pretty strong. I have no problem with him. I don't really know what he does that much, since I'm not really much for the whole NU-RU area of Showdown, but, we have a whole continuum to talk inside of the RU section. We'll cover that later inside the drops. And then we have Vanillux, which I'm pretty sure is just an Aurora Veil setter for lower tiers. I think. Like, I have no problem with it. It's pretty strong. And I'm pretty sure Pokeaim used it instead of Draft League. Like, pretty sure the previous season. I'm not really sure how Draft Leagues work that much, though. Okay. Next is NU to RU. We have Savali Steel. Makes sense. Steel and Fairy are like the best versions of Savali. And unfortunately, the tiers that I play, being PU and ZU, and Lillicup, and I play some UU, kind of, not really. You only can use the Savali Rock and Savali Ice, which makes sense, since it's a pretty strong Pokemon, but we get the two, like, worst types inside of those tiers. Yeah, so Savali's not that good inside of those tiers, but Savali Steel makes sense, why is RU now. Next is PUBL to NU. All of these mons make sense. Ninjask is really strong there. I remember everyone using Rotom Frost and Kangaskhan, really strong fake out mon with Scrappy, so yeah, I have no problem with that. But as you can see, there are not that many rises because they just decided they wanted to slash a bunch of dudes and make them fall down inside the tiers below. So let's go to the drops, because this is the crazy thing. You see, the raises are cool, right? The raises are pretty cool, but the drops, Whew. Whew. They're weird. They're weird. Alright, alright. So starting off, we have OU to UU. Now, we got Bisharp. Now, Bisharp is, I think it belongs inside of UU. It has a pretty good typing, I guess, offensively, but defensively, of course, it is countered by a lot of things, like EQ can do a lot of damage to it. Any kind of fighting move can do a bunch to it. Fire moves can do a bunch to it. It's just not the best defensive mon, but having Defiant along with a bunch of good attacks like Sucker Punch, Knockoff, Iron Head, and SD, if you want to do that, it's really strong. It's really strong. So I think it's good for UU. But UU? What happened to UU? I don't know what happened to UU. Poor UU. I feel bad for UU. So UU to RUBL, we have Barraskewda, Pangoro, and Indeedee Male specifically. Now, I'm kind of glad that Indeedee Male is getting put inside of a lower tier. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same tier as its female counterpart. I think so. I'm pretty sure it's inside of RUBL, but they make sense. One's more of a defensive mon that can be fit on Trick Room teams to be a little bit more defensive, and then Indeedee Male is more of a physical attacker since it has more special attack and pretty sure more attack if you want to run a physically offensive variant. Would not advise that. But yeah, Pangoro is very strong, and Barraskewda is good on rain teams. The whole BL thing, it kind of just makes them... It kind of just shows that they're not good inside their tier, so they're dropping down, and it makes them, you know, more subjected to possibly being dropped down into the tier below. They're kind of just placeholders, so you think about them more. Next, we have UU to RU. Now, I just want you guys to think about this. These mons who are inside of UU could not be used inside of RU. So, like, all these mons are now legal inside of RU, which is very crazy. Absolutely insane. And a lot of these mons were kind of UU staples. But let's go over them one by one, since this is absolutely insane. RU, probably my least played tier. I only have one team inside of Showdown, since I have, like, never touched RU. But RU looks like UU. RU literally looks like UU. You even got Mammal Swine. What the fuck? Why do they have Mammal Swine? Anyways, so starting off we have Arachnid, which is going to be a very good sticky webber. It's very strong. It has Water Bubble as an ability. Liquidation Choice Band is also pretty good too. I like using it. Next we have the Tank Lord itself, Arcanine, or Arcanine. I'm going to call it Arcanine, since that's usually what people call it. I don't know why this mon is really tanky. Super tanky. And I'm really enjoying to see some, I don't know, cool stall teams, since I think stall's pretty fun to watch. Like, some people might think differently, but I just think it's interesting. It's cool to watch that happen. Alright, next we have Blastoise. Now, Blastoise was given Shell Smash, which is why its Mega Evolution was banned to National Dex Anything Goes, because it was fucking broken. Because Mega Blastoise has access to Mega Launcher, so if it can get ×2 speed, and ×2 special attack, and shoot off Hydro Pumps, yeah, I can tell why that mon was banned. But this mon being inside of RU, I think it's a good place for it. Like, of course, Blastoise isn't the absolute, like, definitive strongest mon I've ever seen, but, you know, since RU kind of became UU, I think it fits. I don't know why it became UU. Next we have Bronzong. Bronzong is a very good mon for Trick Room, one of my favorites. You can run Heat Proof if you want to be that guy, Earthquake, or Levitate, not Earthquake. Yeah, it has Stealth Rock, it's just a really good tanky mon. The next two mons are kind of mons that I really want to use inside of a live. Like, one of them I have used, but I want to use again, and the other one is pretty cool. So we have Klotzer and Comfy. Now, Klotzer is, well, a Mega Launcher mon. It is very slow, but this dude is brutal. I've seen so many people just fire off like Water Pulses or Aura Spheres or Dark Pulses that are like base 110 base power or something around that, and destroy things. It's really strong. Specs is pretty cool, and it also has access to Flip Turn. Then we have Comfy, which has a very weird ability. I'm pretty sure it's called Triage or something. Yeah, I think it's Triage. The ability makes it so healing moves, so like Draining Kiss, Giga Drain, Absorb, those consumption moves that eat your life, they have priority, which is kind of cool, I guess. Alright, next we have Copperajah. Now, I don't really have much to say on Copperajah. I used it a few times inside of the the OU tier with like a Heavy Slam Heat Crash set with AV. It was fun, but you know, I think it fits inside of this tier. Then we have the bunny. The bunny itself. Now, this thing was actually UUBL, and then for some reason they just decided to drop it all the way down to RU. And that's funny because very recently, I'm pretty sure 3 days or 4 days before this, they dropped the bunny, aka Diggersby, down inside of the UU tier. Since it was UUBL, it was too strong. Then they decided, yo, guess what? We dropped it down to UU. Let's just drop it down to RU. So I have a feeling this thing's going to be banned, but I don't know. This is just how things work. If a Pokemon's not used enough, they get dropped down. You know, maybe there's like a scheme happening. Some people are intentionally not using Mons, so they get dropped down to other tiers to absolutely wreak havoc, since Diggersby is very strong. Very strong. Next we have Dragology, which is another Mon with the adaptability ability. Very cool. One of my favorites. I made a Trick Room team with this thing. I don't think it was Trick Room. I think it was going to be Trick Room, but it turned out it was going to be like this weird, like, Azumarill countering team or something. Yeah, because I made it like a Choice Scarfed Dragology, and I used the damage calculator to make it so Sludge Wave would guarantee one-hit KO a Azumarill with no HP investment besides the 4 it needs for the belly drum. It was pretty weird. It was pretty weird. Don't watch that video if you want to see good plays. Watch some of the other ones. Another dragon is Dragology. No, Drotigan. Sorry, they have similar names. Now, Drotigan is crazy. This dude is like one of the most annoying stealth rockers. This thing has rough skin, rocky helmet. You can use Roar. It is just like the lead. Dude, I've seen people use this as a lead multiple times, so this was really cool. I think he's going to be a good lead mon. Excavalier's next. This is just pretty strong, but he has the exact same type as Scizor, so only one weakness, so maybe good on rain teams. Then we have the nuke itself, Explode. I'm pretty sure this is another Scrappy Mon. I think so. And it can fire off Stab Boom Bursts, which is absolutely insane. And you could fire off a Choice Specs version too. That's a nuke. That Mon's a nuke. And it also has access to like all the crazy special attacking elemental attacks like Thunder, Blizzard, Fire Blast, and the baby versions like Flamethrower and Ice Beam, I think. Next we have Gardevoir. I haven't really seen anyone use Gardevoir, so it makes sense why it's chucked down RU, but it's still a very strong Mon. Having the Trace ability, it can do some really cool gimmicks, like, I don't know, coming in and tracing a Mon that has Levitate, maybe like a Claydol or something. Yeah, maybe like tracing a Claydol. You get its Levitate ability, and it uses like Earth Power or something weird like that. It's a cool Mon, I like it. And of course, it has some nice artwork of it, but we'll save that for another time. Then we have Gigalith. Now, I think Gigalith is one of the coolest looking Mons, especially it's shiny. Has like this crazy ore vibe to it, or like uranium or some kind of deep underground toxic metal. But yeah, it's a very good Sandstream user. I'm pretty sure this is the lowest a Sandstream user is. Yeah, since Tyranitar's OU... Actually, is Tyranitar UUBL? It's either UUBL or OU. And then you have Powdon, which is also OU, so I'm pretty sure this is the lowest Sandstream setter, which is pretty cool. Then we have Golisopod. Now, Golisopod is kind of hindered by its ability, Emergency Exit, but besides that, it's very strong. It's like the original Mon for First Impression, has Liquidation, Spikes sets. I've seen a bunch of really cool stuff with it. Next, we have... It's not one of my favorite Mons, but it was the Mon I really wanted to use when I played Pokemon Y all the way back in like 2014 or something. 2015? I don't remember. I got Pokemon Y since I was into the Bacon Bird. I wanted the like this specific team, and one of my Mons was Klefki since I watched the anime and I thought it was really cool. But yeah, it's just an annoying prankster Mon that uses Light Screen, Spikes, and like Thunder Wave and Heal Block and shit. I think. I don't know. Next, we have Lucario. Now, Lucario is quite strong. It's a very good Mon, but I guess people haven't just been using it. I think the furries need to unite together to use Lucario. I have nothing against them. Of course, no reason to. And I have nothing against Lucario. So, claps to all the people who stand Lucario. I stand him too. I might be using him very soon since I think he's going to be quite strong instead of RU. Next we have Lycanrock. This is Lycanrock Dawn form. Yeah, there's Lycanrock Dusk, Dawn, and Midday. The Midday one is like UU, I think. This one is going to be RU. So this is the version that does not have Tough Claws as its ability, which makes it far worse. It's not as bad as the Dusk form, the very Skrillex looking one, you could say. That one's PU for a reason. That one's like really bad. That has like no redeeming features. It doesn't even get Excavalier. That thing's shit. Yeah. But yeah, this could do something, I guess. Maybe a banded set, but it's not going to be as good as its Ultra Sun and Moon counterpart because it doesn't have Tough Claws, and I'm pretty sure it has less attack. I don't know though. Next we have Mammal. Now Mammal, I'm pretty sure got like suspect tested out of UU because it was so good, but for some reason they put it into RU. What the fuck happened to RU? It was such like a pure place, so pure that I didn't even want to touch it since I didn't know what the fuck happened. I don't know how you play RU. I don't know what kind of mons are good, but RU's messed up. This is disgusting. Disgusting. How many are there? Probably like 30 or something. That's a lot of mons to get chucked down out of one tier. Yeah, but Mammo is very strong. Choice Band, Thick Vat, has Oblivious, I guess. I'm pretty sure it has Stealth Rock, so you could use that. It has Ice Shard, Priority, Earthquake, Stab, Crazy Mon. This Mon is good instead of OU, but nope. Now it's the RU tier. Then Mantine. Now Mantine's a cool water absorb mon. It has some of the craziest special defense in the game, so it can actually eat Thunderbolts. Not like really well, but you know, it's not gonna die from like some random mon that just slapped on like a Volt Switch or something. Like, no, I'm not gonna say that. Magirna's gonna kill it. Probably. Speaking of bulky waters, we have the Milotic. Now, Milotic, I don't really know much about. I'm pretty sure it's just a mon that goes for Recover and Scald. I think it has the multi-scale ability. At least I think it does. So it takes less damage at full HP, which is cool. Next we have Polywrath, which I don't know what the fuck this thing does. I hear some people saying it's somewhat decent, but I haven't seen anyone use it. Maybe because I don't play that much of the higher tiers, but I don't know. Next is Reuniclus. Now this is a mon with the Magic Guard ability. So that's kind of crazy for it to be this low. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm being messaged. Don't know if you hear that or not. Doesn't matter. But Reuniclus is quite strong. This thing has, pretty sure it learns stored power, but if not, it just has annoying Calm Mindsets. Can heal itself up. Can't Toxic it. It's a very good mon, and it makes sense why it was UU. But now it's not UU. Now it's RU. Then we got Ryperior, which I'm pretty sure is inside the same tier as its son, or Rhydon. I think. Because I don't know if Rhydon is... Yeah, Rhydon's not inside of NU. I think Rhydon's too good for NU. So they're together, I guess. So this is my thought. This is my thought. Maybe since Ryperior is going to chill down inside of RU, Rhydon is going to get used less and less and get chucked down to NU. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because NU, I don't know much about it, but Rhydon's a little strong. But again, Decidueye, I'm pretty sure, is the most used Pokemon, so you can have that. Then we have a mon that, the Great Falling. This mon was like 5th most used only like a couple months ago when Dracovish was wandering around, but nope. The legendary Stealth Rock Water Absorb mon has fallen down. So now he's pretty much just using things like Specs or Rain Teams or shit like that. He's a good mon. He's good, but he might get dropped down to like NU or something. I think that's the spot for him at the moment. Who knows? And then we have Shorpito. Now, I like Mega Shorpito, but I don't know anything about normal Shorpito. I really don't. He's fast, and I'm pretty sure he has some good attack. That's all I know about him. Speaking of good attack, we got Surfetched. Why don't people use Surfetched that much? Like, I don't play the tiers where he's in, or good, like, somewhat decent in, but that dude's pretty strong. Like, I know he's slow as fuck, or at least not, like, decent speed, but, you know, might be able to use him on a Trick Room team. Because all Mons are viable. If they're slow, just slap them on a Trick Room team. Unless they're bad. Like, if they're slow and don't have any good attack, then they're irredeemable and they should probably go inside of low tiers. Then Galarian Slowbro. I don't know what the hell this thing does. It has Shell Side Arm, which is like a really weird move that like calcs, like the move changes depending on what will do more damage or something. So if you're hitting a special, like a special wall, it's going to do physical damage. I don't know, but it's pretty cool. It has a weird ability that makes it like, it's like Quick Claw, but an ability, I guess. So that's cool. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. There's literally no reason to use this Mon. Well, I take that back. They have extremely different roles. Normal Slowbro is so much different than Galarian Slowbro. Normal Slowbro is a regenerator Mon that teleports in and out and goes for Scald and Ice Beam and all that kind of shit. This Mon is a weird special attacker. It has a cool type though. Psychic Poison is really weird. Next is Snorlax. Now Snorlax is a tanky Mon. I don't really use him that much, but when I use him, he's strong. Like, he pretty much has like the exact same set that I use every single time. I use like a Curse set with like Body Slam. It's like Body Slam, Curse, then like Rest or something, or Recycle. And then you have the choice of using like Heat Crash if you want to deal with the Steel types, or if you want to deal with the Ghost type, you can use something like Darkest Lariat. Either one. It's a cool Mon. Steelix. Steel types are strong. Like, they have a bunch of resistances. And Steelix has some pretty good defense. I don't know. I don't know how to rank Steelix. I really don't. But, I think he has a good spot here, since these dudes look like they belong with Steelix. Next is Umbreon and Zoroark. I'm not going to talk about them together, since they're very different. Umbreon is a very good wall. I kind of only know it for one set, being the Protect, Wish, Heal Bell, Foul Play set, or something like that. Like, the Wish Passer, I don't know why, but most of the Ultions, or the Evolutions, yeah, let's just call them that, have some very tanky builds. At least, like, Flareon's pretty tanky, Sylveon's pretty tanky, Umbreon's pretty tanky, Vaporeon's pretty tanky. Basically, all of them are very tanky. Even Leafeon. And Glaceon. I used Glaceon inside of, like, a Gym Leader Versus very recently. Yeah, very recently. And then we have Zoroark. Now, Zoroark is a Mon that just changes how the game is played. When you see a Zoroark, you're not going to play the game the same way. You're going to make all these weird predictions that may or may not make any sense. Oh, this dude went inside of his Ghost type. I know what I should do. I should go for Mach Punch on it. No, I really don't think you should do that. It's really cool when you do predict that and hit the Gengar with a Mach Punch or something, because they have that weird set. I don't know. Alright, moving on. We have RU to NUBL, which is Turtonator. I really want Turtonator inside of a lower tier. Like, I don't play RU, but I might play NU a little bit more, since NU's a little bit closer to the lower tiers. RU's kind of smack dab into the middle. Don't understand it. But, if they're inside of BL, they have a possibility of dropping down or raising up to either one. Who knows? It brings attention to them, let's just say that. But RU to NU is actually pretty cool. So first we have the Excelgor. I always forget this thing's name. The only reason I actually remember this Mon is when I was younger, I had the official Pokemon Pokedex, like, workbook or something. It wasn't really a workbook. It was more just like a strategy guide, but kind of just like a full paperback Pokedex with this really weird kind of style. It was weird. It was something that, like, my parents bought at, like, Walgreens or something, because they knew I liked Pokemon. But it was, like, alphabetized, and one of the first Mons that you saw when you opened the book was Excelgor, since, he's a high character on the alphabet chart or whatever. And I don't know why, but I always thought the thing looked really ugly. But then I used it, and it was decent. You can use it as, like, a Spike Setter with, like, Encore and Final Gambit. You also can use it as, like, a Specs set, I'm pretty sure. But I've only used it, like, twice, but that's more than some of the Mons I'm going to be talking about. I used like a throat spray set with it that was pretty cool. I like did a Bug Buzz throat spray set that has Unburden, since that's its ability, so it gets really fast and has some special attack. But again, it's a bug type that's really not that tanky, so who knows, who knows. Moving on, we got Buffalon. Now Buffalon is, I'm pretty sure he has Rockhead or Reckless. He has some kind of ability that either nullifies recoil damage or makes moves that have recoil damage do more damage. And I'm pretty sure he has access to like Head Charge and Head Smash. He has one of those two, I'm pretty sure. If Head Charge is actually a move, which I don't know. But yeah, he just hits people inside the head. He's basically the knockoff Tauros, but Tauros is raising up to RU, and then the Arumon, which is Buffalon, is dropping down to NU, so maybe he'll be used there. I've seen more NU than I have of RU, so I guess that's good. But he's not that fast, at least I don't think. Not as fast as some of the other kids. Next is Ditto. Now, Ditto is a Mon that I think can go anywhere, because he kind of just changes depending on the kind of meta he's in. So if he's inside the OU tier, he's good, because he's always just a slap-onable Mon if you want to deal with someone setting up. And it makes, like, kind of like Zoroark, it makes the game change. People aren't going to want to always go for, like, a Psychic attack, because it might be a Zoroark. And people might not want to go for SD and get all this setup, and then you end up checking out your Ditto, and you reverse 6-0 them, or reverse sweep them, or something. A last-ditch Ditto would actually be pretty funny. Like, I don't know, like, they have a Halucha. They do this full setup thing. They took out all your Mons. I don't know why you'd sack all your Mons and not just go into your Ditto to begin with. But let's say you go into your Ditto. Finally, at the end, for some reason. Then you can just reverse 6-0 him or something, because he has no resisting to, like, he can't resist acrobatics or that kind of stuff. Just a weird thought process. It's a good Mon. PU, it's fine. Basically, any tier where people are setting up, this Mon is in there to ruin their day by reverse sweeping them. Moving on to setting up, we have Lurantis. Now, Lurantis, oh my god, it is so cool looking. I have a team I'm building right now, which I'm calling like Jimi Hendrix or something, because it has like the striped pants. Keep on the lookout for that, but that's going to be a long time from now. Since I have a big backlog of videos from Showdown All-Stars, it takes a while for me to get those videos out along with my other videos, and I end up recording those a lot more, so, you know, it's going to be a while before you see a Lurantis video, but it's one of my favorites. It looks pretty cool, and I remember it very vividly from Pokemon Sun and Moon. But this Mon is cool because it has the contrary ability, so any moves that are supposed to lower its stats, it actually raises them. So if you go for SD, it's going to not help you out. But anyways, this Mon, I'm pretty sure inside of Sun and Moon was inside of like the PU tier, and it had like this defog set that it used. That's pretty much all it did, but maybe inside of NU, it'll have like a niche or something. If not, I'm probably going to use it, since this thing's fucking cool looking. Look at that. Look at it. It's so cool. I actually tried to use Fomantis on a Little Cup team, and Fomantis fucking sucks. It only got like one good move, being Superpower. No, Leaf Storm. Yeah, it doesn't have Superpower. It had a Leaf Storm, and that's literally the only thing it could have done. And it's not even that strong. It's like using Azurill. Yeah, inside of like the Little Cup tier. Oh, it has huge power. Yeah, but it has 20 base attack, so it only gets up to 40 base attack, which is like pretty bad. Moving on, we have the Luxray. Now, Luxray is a fan favorite. I watched the Full Swipe Gaming video on Luxray, and I looked into the comment section. There were like simps of Luxray, and I'm not going to diss them, since Luxray is pretty cool. I liked it inside the X and Y anime, since Clement, or whatever the fuck the nerd's name was, he had a Luxio that evolved into a Luxray, and it was a Shinx before. It was like this big old story arc, and it was kind of cute. I don't know. It was back when I was like 10, so everything was cute. But yeah, Luxray is pretty cool, but it's really slow. It has guts, and it can do a bunch of attack. It has wild charge and like superpower and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember other attacks, but I can't, since I don't use this thing, since it's slow as fuck. It's not as slow as the Vikavolt, which is just a crime that thing is so slow. But, you know, Luxray is not the fastest dude on the block. Speaking of a good electric type, or at least an actual, well, a better electric type, we have the Magneton. Magnemite, Magneton, Magna Zone. Yeah, I always forget them. They all got the Magna. So this dude, like I've said, inside of my Magna Zone set showcase, I don't know when that's going to go out. That is going to be a while from now, but I made one, and I'll just give you a little spoiler for it. This mon, it had to fend for itself for a couple generations, actually like 3 generations before Gen 4 came out, of just fighting by itself. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. But now this thing has access to the Evilite, which you could use, but most people just use things like Specs and Scarf, since it's still quite strong. You can even do like sturdy stuff, I'm pretty sure, and I think it even has Metal Burst, I think. And then finally we have Polytode. Polytode is just the worst version of Pelper. Like, it's a Drizzlemon, yeah, for lower tiers, so I'm not dissing, but unfortunately lower tiers ban weather. I don't know why. I really want to use Leafeon with like I tried to use Leafeon with a Vulpix, but they didn't allow bloody Vulpix. So I guess weather's too strong inside of the lower tiers, which makes sense, but if you want to use a weather team, you have to have like a Mon that can set up weather with like Prankster or something. Like, pretty sure Leopard has like Prankster Rain Dance or something. But anyways, yeah, Polytoad, I guess it could be a tanky boy. Look at him, he's kind of tanky. And definitely cuter than the fighting blue Poliwrath and Poliwhirl and Polytoad. Well, no, that's Polytoad. Did I call that thing Polytoad? I probably said its name totally wrong. That's Polytoad, not Poliwhirl or Poliwrath. All the polys are hurting my brain. Alright, moving on. NU to PUBL. This doesn't really mean that much to inside the grand scheme of things, but one of them means quite a bit to me, especially the Savali Fire. Now, I really like Savali Fire. It was probably my most used Savali, since I'm pretty sure that was banned from PU a while ago. And I was really sad because I really wanted to use Savali Fire, and I was not able to. And I'm pretty sure Savali Grass was also banned too. So if that drops down there, that's going to be pretty cool. So I don't have to use the Rock one or the Ice one. I want to use the Fire one, since Fire is a lot cooler. And then, of course, we have Gourgeist. I think that's Gourgeist normal. Just normal Gourgeist, since I remember normal Gourgeist being NU. Yeah, there are some NU versions, then there's some PUBL versions, and then there are the PU versions, and then I'm pretty sure there's a ZU Gourgeist, which I'm pretty sure is the really slow fucking one, I think. But I don't know, it's strong. It has Shadow Sneak, Poltergeist, Power Whip. It can be a physical attacker or a tanky mon, things like that. Alright, NU to PU. Now, a few mons here really scare me. I think you can probably tell which one scares me the most. The dude smack dab in the middle. Flapple. I always forget his name, but he's a legend. This dude is a powerhouse, having the hustle ability with like Choice Band. He's gonna miss like a million times, but Grav Apple, really cool move. Outrage, Sucker Punch, U-Turn. I remember using this thing inside a UU. It was horrible because I missed everything, but it was kind of funny. You know, I was like one-shotting things, but now it's in PU. I want you to remember PU is where like Mr. Rhyme is. Actually, Mr. Rhyme could be a good counter, I guess. Next we have the two Dougies, Doug Trio and Alolan Doug Trio. Now, the only reason normal Doug Trio is actually usable or was usable is because of his ability. Now that that's banned, he's fallen down. He's a fast boy, probably one of the fastest mons in the game, but he can't attack that much. Pretty much all he did inside of other games would just go for like Focus Sash Reversal. That was his gimmick. And then of course you have the Steel version, which I guess is better. I don't know. It has Tangled Hair, but you're already gonna be faster than most of the game. And then it has Iron Head for some extra stuff, so you can do that. Now, next we have Flareon, which you can use Toxic Orb Guts, which is cool. It actually has Flare Blitz now, even though it's kind of slow. Or you could use a Wish Pass set, which for some reason works, since it's tanky for very little reason. And then we have the two more Pekos, even though it's just one more Peko, but they're showing the other version of it, the Hangry form and the Content form. It's pretty strong. It has Aurora Wheel. Aurora. I'm pretty sure it's Aura, whatever. So it spins inside of this little hamster wheel of darkness and electricity. And yeah, it just turns to a dark type or an electric type depending on what form it's in. So, you could do some mind games or something. If someone's like locked in to like psychic, you could switch into the other form. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your type changes. I'm pretty sure it does. Maybe. But yeah, it's pretty strong. That's pretty much all I know about it. I haven't seen too many people use this thing, which makes sense why it's PU. And then finally, well, not finally, because we got one more thing to talk about inside the balance changes or the rises and lows and depletions and all that. We got PU to ZU. Now, as you saw by the thumbnail, oof, look at this. This is disgusting. All right, let's talk about this. First, I just want to talk about my boy, Leafeon. Go men say. I'm so sorry this happened to you, but Leafeon, you're just too beautiful to be inside of PU. But now he's in ZU, so he can wreak havoc down there too. I always love using him. I guess I don't know how many Sunsetters are down there, but we got Blossom. Horrifying. Quiver Dance of Blossom is very strong. We got Dedenne, which of course you could use that weird berry set. I made a set showcase on Dedenne. It's like 4 minutes long or something. Actually, I'm pretty sure I milked that video to like 8 minutes since I just jabbed about 2 sets for like no reason. But, Behem, I'm going to go in order. Next we got Behem. Now, Behem is a good Calm Mind Mon. It also has Nasty Plot, I think. It's pretty tanky, I guess, but mostly I just know it because it has some pretty good special attack. I think this Mon's kind of forgotten. That's kind of why it's like, well, why it's here, but, Mons that are forgotten, if they're put inside of a tier that they're like really strong in, usually the Mon gets more traction. People start, thinking about it more, because I'm definitely going to be thinking about Behem and making teams to stop Behem, since psychic types are still pretty strong. Okay, continuing down the line, we got Dunsparce. I feel bad. I really do. This Mon is just getting no love. I'm pretty sure it came out in like... Actually, I don't know when the fuck this thing came out. That Mon is like the most overshadowed dude I've ever known. Did he come out in Gen 2? I don't think so. Is he... What gen? He's probably the Mon that I forget the most often. How do you use this? It's a normal type that looks like a dragon. We already got Drampa, even though this Mon should have evolved into Drampa because it has the little beard. But for some reason, this poor dude is just a normal type, like fish out of water with wings and a drill tail. It's just kind of flopping around, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's kind of depressing. This poor Mon, all it needs is an evolution or some buffs or something. Give this poor dude something. You kind of just added him into the game and then forgot about him. It's like Girafarig. No one cares about Girafarig. Or Chatot. No one cares about fucking Chatot. Even though it had a really cool thing you could do. You could like... It had like a special move like Chatter or something, and you could like record your voice on the Nintendo DS and like... I don't know, whenever you use the move, like the sound plates, you could say something really funny, or... Well, most of the time it just sounded like Garble Garble because your DS mic probably had Cheetos in it or something. Whatever. Next we have Emolga. Now, Emolga is a pretty cool looking Mon, but I don't know how good it's going to be inside this tier. Having a good flying type is always fine with me. And it also has Motor Drive, so more speed, baby. Next is Grapplock. Now, it's really sad what happened to Grapplock. He has one of the coolest moves that I have ever thought about inside the game. Being Octolock. It's like Wrap, or any kind of trapping move. It traps him in. Not only it traps him in, but it also absolutely destroys their defense and their special defense. I already said this multiple times, but pairing that up with Power Up Punch, basically, they're lowering their stats, you're raising your stats. He's still bad, because he's really slow. But, maybe if he became a water type, he'd be better. But he's not, he just gets some water moves. Next is Leafeon. I already talked about that thing. It's going to be pretty cool if you have a Mon that can set up any kind of sunny day. I don't know if he's going to be broken inside this tier, but I'm excited to use him. Next is Lopunny. Now this just goes to show you the difference inside of a Mega Evolution. One Mega Evolution can take a Mon, like Mega Lopunny, which now has access to U-turn in close combat, so it doesn't have to deal with people protecting on it. It can, shoot up all the way to like crazy tiers. It's like one of the probably one of the best mons inside of National decks, at least in my opinion. And then you got its normal version, which is chilling down here in ZU. I appreciate ZU because it's making Pokemon that instead of being untiered, they get to be here, which, you know, I don't know if this is considered untiered, but I appreciate having a lowest tier of the low, even though no one plays this tier at a low elo level, which I am, since I'm not at a high elo level. But yeah, Lopunny's pretty cool. I guess it looks cool. It has like Dizzy Punch. Actually, I don't really know anything about this mon. The only thing I know about it is I used it inside of my team inside of Pokemon Battle Revolution, and I used like the custom preset teams, and I'm pretty sure there was a Lopunny. So that's something. Next is Musharna, which is quite scary. Musharna is a very tanky mon. It has Synchronize, Calm Mind. It's very good. It's very good. I used this on a stall team, and it kind of just made the stall team a million times better. Because as soon as I lost this thing on my stall teams, the team kind of just fell apart. It's a very good mon. Very good. And very tanky. Even though it looks like a hippo fetus. So slightly strange. Next is Raichu. Now, I think Raichu being into the same tier as Dedenne is pretty interesting. It's very unfortunate why Raichu is so low. I don't really know why. Like, it has Volt Absorb, so you can do that, I guess. And also, like it's pretty fast. It has good special attack. It has Grass Knot, Focus Blast. Like, I really want to use this thing, but I don't really see like a reason to use it inside of any kind of tier. So, who knows? Some of these mons, I think I just have to use them. But I don't want to make a million all-star videos and have like a giant backlog, because when I say I'm going to make a video on like Lurantis, that's going to take a while for it to come out. Especially if I decide I want to make 4 other videos focusing on ZU Leafeon, ZU Raichu, and Dunsparce because I feel bad for him, or Dunsparce. Then we have another Volt Absorb mon, or a Lightning Rod mon, being the Sea King. Now, I really liked facing this thing instead of PU. I think it was a really interesting mon. Like, having Lightning Rod as a water type is always kind of funny, I guess. I never really expected it. It has Mega Horn and, like, Waterfall and stuff, so he looks ugly as fuck. He's an ugly goldfish. This is going to sound really rude, but a lot of Gen 1 Pokemon don't really look too cool. Like, I'm not going to diss it, but I think the designs got better over time. Like, sure, there are some weird ones and some lazy ones, but I don't think anyone can deny that Pokemon like Execute or Voltorb were creative additions. Let's say that. But yeah, Sea King, not the prettiest fish in the sea, pun intended, but it's still pretty fun to use, so maybe I'll use that. Then we have Stonejourner. Now, I made a Trick Room team on this dude, and he was insane. Like, we have Trevenant down here, which is a good Trick Room setter, I think. I don't know how many other good Trick Roomers are inside of ZU, but maybe I'll make a ZU Trick Room team, because, you know, there always has to be a Trick Room team for every single tier, since that's what I do. But yeah, this mon is quite bulky. He has like an insane amount of defense and some pretty good physical attack, but his special defense is like 10, I think. So if he gets hit by like a water gun, a bubble, or I'm pretty sure a Grass Knot is going to absolutely obliterate this poor soul. So feels bad, but on Trick Room he might be pretty cool, especially since his speed is like base 10 or something shitty like that. Then we have Stoutland. Now, Stoutland is I don't know what the fuck this thing has. I'm pretty sure it has Intimidate. Maybe. But I really don't know. I don't know anything about Stoutland. I'm actually playing Pokemon Black right now on my phone for no other reason than I wanted to try it out. Well, I'm playing Pokemon Black 2. No, White 2. And it's pretty fun. I like the music, I guess. And I have a speed up, so it makes the grinding sections a lot easier, since I like to grind inside those games because it's satisfying, I guess. Then we have Swoobat. Okay, so Swoobat is kind of like a double-edged sword. You get this frail-ass mon that's like this squishy little, like, goober. It's like, you touch it and it, like, dies. It's like this frail little bitch. But this mon has access to Simple. It's a Simple mon that has access to Nasty Plot, and it's pretty fast. We're inside of a tier. All these dudes are kind of weak. So if you can get a Nasty Plot, which would raise your special attack times 3 on like a switch or something, you're going to do quite a bit of damage. But of course, Sucker Punch is going to kill you. And you do have not many moves. Like, most sets with the Swoobat is kind of things like Nasty Plot or Calm Mind if you want to be more defensive, I guess. Air Slash, Psychic, and then I'm pretty sure you can run Shadow Ball for Ghost types or something like that, or other Psychic types. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be pretty strong, and that's why it was a part of the thumbnail, even though I hate how this thing looks, because it got some little things hanging in between its legs. Or are those its legs? I don't know how to feel about that. Okay, next is Trevenant, which all I know it for is being a Trick Roomer, and that's pretty much it. Since for some reason people like having Trick Room trees, since we have Galarian, no, Alolan Executes Evolution being Executor, sorry. Alolan Executor, Mr. Neck. And Mr. Neck got Trick Room, and for some reason this tree also has Trick Room, so trees seem to have Trick Room, I guess. But, you know, having a Trick Roomer, at least one that I know is a Trick Roomer, is already kind of reassuring that I can make an epic ZU Trick Room team. And then, of course, we have Vespiquen. Now, I don't know much about Vespiquen. It has like some really unique moves, being Attack Order, Defend Order, and Heal Order, but I don't think its moves are good enough to put inside of a high-level tier. Pretty sure this thing can do like heavy-duty boot shenanigans, but this thing sucks ass. Sucks ass, and I don't think I'm going to be using it inside of ZU, since it's also kind of ugly looking, but who knows. And then, of course, we have PU2 NFE, which I'm not really sure how NFE works, since I've never used it before, but I'm assuming that just means that they're too good for PU. No, they're too bad for PU, so now they can be used instead of not fully evolved. Now, I don't know if Carkol was banned from not fully evolved, since I don't know if not fully evolved is the tier below ZU, because I'm not really sure how tiering works below ZU, since I'm pretty sure ZU is the lowest. Well, besides the Little Cup. But Little Cup's its own thing in its entirety. That's just, if they're a baby Pokemon, they can be in there. But yeah, we got Carkol, cool. We got Fracture. That thing's quite strong, but you know, it's not fully evolved. Pikachu, Togetic. That thing was funny inside the stall video. Vibrava. That thing was fun to face inside of a stall team. And then Whirlipede, which has Speed Boost, and pretty sure you can use it on Baton Pass, but that's banned inside of those tiers, so yeah. Alright, let's move on to, oh my god. Okay, we're kind of in there. We're in there with the time, but that's fine. We're going to move on to the usage rates. Alright, here are the usage rates for all the tiers besides OU, of course, since we gotta save that for its own thing in its entirety. So let's talk about the tiers that I am confident talking about. So, well, not Ubers. I don't got anything to say about Ubers. Well, I do, but not, like, too much. I don't play Ubers, but I know certain ones are good. Especially Zacian Crowned, who has, like, the highest usage rate, well, by far, except Volibee, which we'll talk about that thing later. That menace. Yeah, but Zacian Crowned is by far the best Ubersmon. It literally just gets a buff inside of its attack. It gets to, like 800 attack or something, 900, 1000 attack by just switching into battle. It's fast as fuck. It gets like 430 speed. It can just kill things. Resisted, who the fuck cares? That thing's there. It's strong. Eternatus, Marshadow, Necrozma, yeah, all that kind of stuff. What's really interesting is we have the Ditto, which of course is going to be good there since people like setting up. There you go. But then you got Cinderace. Like, I knew Cinderace was good, but being number 10 above, like, things like Kyurem White. I'm pretty sure Kyurem White's chilling up there. Yeah, that's a strong one. Of course Cinderace is up there with the Ubers above Mewtwo. But, you know, of course. UU makes sense why Skarmory's up there. Jirachi. Yeah, Blizzy, that's why I got chucked up. T-Tar, that's sad. That's so sad. Now, again, these usage rates are kind of wonked up because a few of these mons were chucked out of UU like prematurely. So, yeah, T-Tar was taken out. I'm pretty sure like a week after it was chucked in because people just accepted that this mon is too good to be inside of UU. But they did the testing and they decided to put him in there. Yeah, so we have a bunch of really weird dudes inside of UU because of all that kind of shit. Yeah, all those dudes make sense. Blizzy got chucked up, Tyranitar, of course, and Kyurem and Tracheon look like they're going to be UU staples since, for some reason, they just wanted to make the power of every single tier crazy. Because this is what they did. They put all of these weird Pokemon like Kyurem and Terrakion and Skarmory and Jirachi, basically all those dudes, and chucked them inside of UU. And then they decided, oh, well, they're in there. We should take all the good UU mons, or the old good UU mons, and put them inside of RU. So now RU is sitting there with these menaces, like Arachnid and Lucario, and I don't even remember them. It's just disgusting that they did that. But yeah, we're going to be seeing a whole new RU next time, since, yeah, what I've seen from the usage stats, which is the only way I understand RU. Yeah, so my RU knowledge is quite minimal, but I might want to get into the tier now that RU has become a weird mix between RU and UU. But anyways, yeah, speaking of RU, let's hit RU now. So we got like Vaporeon. It's been up there for a while since, I don't know why it's so good. I really don't. Like, it's a really good Wish Passer, but that's pretty much all I know it for. Passimian. We have two Defiant mons, being Braviary and Passimian. Wait, no, Passimian's Defiant. Braviary's... No, Braviary's Justified, I think. Yeah. Braviary got the Justified, sorry, because it's an American bird. Rotom Mo, Colossal, I always forget that thing exists. And then Espeon, which is one of my favorite EVs. Alright, now on NU. Well, we got Decidueye at number 1. Makes sense. I've seen almost every single NU game that I've seen has been a Decidueye on it. Makes sense. Toxicroak, Miltank, Basculin, Paliswine, Lantern, Savali Steel, which was actually, well, yeah, it makes sense why he's inside of NU now. Well, no, he's in RU now. Is he in RU? Pretty sure he is. Normal Weezing, Rotom, and Galarian Stunfisk, which I'm glad to see is actually getting some use, because I thought he was going to be shit, but he seems to do something inside of NU. I don't know what it is. Maybe use a signature move. Well, probably not. That thing kind of sucks. But who knows? I don't know too much about that tier. Maybe it's a top-tier threat that's absolutely dominating the meta with its insane something. Like, it's actually, I don't think it has anything redeemable, but it's probably broken and I'm just an idiot. Moving on to PU, which I know a little bit more about, I know all these mons and what they do, except two of them. Alright, starting off we have Sandslash. Now, Sandslash is a really good Stealth Rocker. I like using it quite a bit. Don't use it that much, but when I play instead of PU, it's on most people's teams, so I know how to counterplay it a little bit, but it makes sense why it's up there. It's just a very good mon. Now, I remember when Dusknoir was just chilling instead of number 1, but he's dropped down since I'm pretty sure there's a lot of PU Pokemon that kind of like messed him up a little bit, or Pokemon that got dropped down to PU that messed him up. I don't know who they are though. Stunfisk, another Stealth Rocker. Okay. So, 2 Stealth Rockers. I guess PU needs Stealth Rockers. Hitmonchan, a Rapid Spinner. They don't like rocks. They like rocks, and they want to get rid of rocks. Makes sense. Kling, I knew it was going to be strong. It got Shift Gear, Gear Grind, Wild Charge, Substitute, all that kind of stuff. Drifblim. No. Okay, so I don't really know how to think about Drifblim. I have, like, 3 thoughts in my mind with it. I got the Flame Orb with the Flare Boost. That weird special attack thing. I got a minimized baton pass inside my mind, and then I just got a normal kind of bulky special attacker. I don't really know what it does inside of PU, since I don't see it that much, but I assume that it's either Flame Orb, well, of course it can't be the baton pass, that's banned, but might be the Flame Orb set, might be. Next, Dusknoir. I think I've already talked about why Dusknoir is good. He's just really tanky and has Poltergeist now. Quite strong, quite strong. Mr. Rhyme, a Screen Cleaner Mon with Rapid Spin, so more Rapid Spin support. Actually, maybe Drifblim's a Defogger. That'd be funny. Okay, yeah, anyways, Mr. Rhyme, he's pretty fast, I guess. Like, his pre-evolution Galarian Mr. Mime is, I'm not going to say a threat inside of ZU, but inside my testing on a team that I've been working on recently, he's put in some work. Definitely faster than most of the people chilling down there. Besides Persian, because I'm pretty sure Persian's chilling down there going for things like Bite or Crunch or something. I don't really know. I don't know. Next we have Ninjask. Now this thing got chucked up to PUBL. No, it got chucked up to NU. So that thing probably got banned like prematurely again. So it might have had higher usage. I remember this thing was very good since Ninjask was like the #1 most used Mon. And then you had Mawile, which had to be one of the higher used Mons since it was a pretty good counter to it. And Ninjask could kind of just, set up with speed boost, which it didn't really need since it was already faster than most things. And then go for things like Swords Dance, and then go for X Scissor or Aerial Ace. I don't know what it had, since it's always banned, like, very quickly after it's put in there, but, people still use counters for it. Next, we got Appleton, which is probably my most used PUmon. I love to use this thing back when it was instead of, like, RU or NU. Actually, I'm pretty sure I used this thing instead of OU. It's really tanky. Like, AV's fun. Yeah, running the Leech Seed Recover set's pretty fun. It has a really awesome move. Like, I think Apple Acid is just absolutely hilarious. A move that always lowers a stat is like Fire Lash. That was like the OG. But now we got Apple Acid that can do the same thing. And then I think we have Mystical Fire, which always lowers special attack. I think it always lowers special attack. And then we have Berserker, which I think fits perfecto inside the PU tier. That thing is so slow, but, hitting Iron Heads and has U-turn and all that kind of stuff for momentum. It's just a really tanky Mon. It has Tough Claws and Steelworker for its abilities, so you can pick between them. And then finally we have the Little Cup tier. Number one is, of course, Vullaby. That thing is pretty sure been #1 for like the past 4 months, which makes sense. The thing has like pretty good defense, well, very good defense, very good attack. It has weak armor, so it can get bulked up. It's crazy, it's strong, it's the legend, it's Vullaby, and it even rose as indicated by the arrow. Then Mienfoo, which I don't really know what it does, but I'm going to assume it's probably something about a regenerator build, just switching in and out. It makes sense, since I think being tanky is something that most Little Cup Mons don't have. At least when I've played Little Cup, most of the time you're kind of like doing half damage to something that probably shouldn't take that much, but well, that was epic. They're babies, so they're not the tankiest. Then we have Abra, which of course isn't the tankiest, but, Abra, I'm pretty sure is good inside of Gen 7 Little Cup. Of course, it's going to be good instead of this one, since it's fast, it got Magic Guard, and also has access to Nasty Plot now, so, that's pretty cool. Next is Ferroseed. Now it makes sense, since Ferrothorn is quite used. But, yeah, it can go for Stealth Rock, Spikes, Leech Seed, Gyro Ball, Thunder Wave, something like that. It's just a good tanky Mon. Then we have Onix, which is another one of those Mons that can do the whole sturdy berry juice things. And so usually, like, let's say you have like Water Pulse or something, usually a normal Mon, it would just, its HP would go from 100 to 0. Onix, it goes from 100 to 1, then it gets healed back all the way to full, right? And then you gotta hit it again, goes back down to sturdy, and then you have to hit it a third time, so it takes 3 times, and it can, be kind of annoying, I guess, unless you flinch it to death, which is unfortunate. Alright, then we have Pawniard. Now, Pawniard is kind of like Bisharp, I think, at least from what I've seen. It's kind of the counter to Sticky Web. Like, Sticky Web is used by, Swirlix, yeah, that's like the premier Sticky Web user. Pretty sure, Blip Bug also learns it, but don't quote me on that. I just think, well, I know Dottler learns it, so probably Blip Bug learns it, but I haven't seen that thing ever. Yeah, the premier Sticky Web user is either Dupiter, which is Arachnid's pre-evolution, or Swirlix, because that also got Sticky Web. And having the Define ability, you're going to get some attack from that decrease in speed. Then we got Timber. it's probably just a good priority mon. It has guts, so maybe like a weird Flame Orb build. But judging by Little Cup standards, it's probably something like Evilite and with Iron Fists. Then we have Diglett. It is the fastest mon inside the tier. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it's the fastest mon and a very good revenge killer, like most fast mons are. They can get in there and take out something that, you know, is really buffed up, really beefed up. You can just, you know, go in there and do it with your pretty decent attack and your very good speed. Then we got Staryu, which I think is just a good rapid spinner, but I don't really know. Yeah, and it also has the same ability, I'm gonna assume, as its evolution, Starmie, being the natural cure, so you don't have to worry about toxic spikes. So you could get in there on some toxic spikes or something, rapid spin away, and then bounce. And then Spritzee, which is the Wish Passer for the tier. It is a very good Wish Passer, at least from what I've used from it, which is not that much. But yeah, those are the usage stats for everything except OU, but OU is pretty important. So let's take a look at the OU, which is going to be pretty crazy. All right, so here's OU. It's very small since I forgot to zoom in on it. So let's start this with the name, Sword and Shield OU usage stats for July. Well, I don't really know if this is August or July. Like, I'm pretty sure it said July on the last one, so I'm just going to say this is August, I think, since, you know, these are the usage stats for the beginning of August, and let's just call it that. So at number 1, we have Magearna, which dropped off inside of usage because if you checked Peakalytics, it was like at, I'm going to say 40.2, at least that's what I remember, because I've been checking Peakalytics for my team building needs, so I don't have to just go on Smogon. I can check out that and like the percentage of players using it or not. You know. But Magearna is a menace. I don't know if I've made too many videos on Magearna or talking about it. Yeah, I made a set showcase, but that's going to take a while to come out since that's kind of how it happens with me. Yeah, but Magearna is quite strong. Quite strong. Its bulk is quite insane, along with its very decent, not decent, insane special attack. Specs is good. Scarf is good. Shift Gear, stored power is good. Weakness policy, like, is good. You can use anything with this thing. It is very strong. Very strong. But a close second is actually Cinderace, which was not number 2, because I'm pretty sure that was... Well, not Cinderace, but people just kind of started jumping on Cinderace. So, when Cinderace first came out, everyone was using something like Choice Band or Heavy Duty Boots Court Change. Now it's Heavy Duty Boots with Bulk Up or Heavy Duty Boots with Gunk Shot. Well, actually, the most used one is 4 attack Heavy Duty Boots Libero Cinderace. Well, of course it's Libero, but you know, I had to say that. It runs like Pyro Ball, Zen Headbutt, U-Turn, and Gunk Shot, or maybe Sucker Punch if you want to do that. It's crazy, man. That dude's attack, it's like Greninja. People have been saying it should be banned. People have been saying Heavy Duty Boots should be banned since it's like weird for the meta. I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. But you know, Cinderace is pretty cool. Alright, moving on. We got Mandy Buzz. Now, Mandy Buzz, it's kind of crazy on how this thing is kind of just shot up for, like, well, a very valid reason. There have been a lot of very strong electric types that have come in, or at least some mons that have made Corviknight a lot less used. So this is kind of taking the spot for Corviknight. It can go for things like Foul Play, it can knock off. It also has the Overcoat ability, so it can deal with Amoonguss, which I'm pretty sure is used somewhat. Yeah, 21. Okay. Yeah, Mandy Buzz is very strong. Or very bulky, but strong inside of a bulky way. It's actually probably one of the most used flying type. Actually, well, it's definitely the most used flying types instead of this month, but probably my most used flying type, since whenever I make an OU team, most of them have Mandy Buzz on them, and Cinderace, since, you know, you can't have a full team of mons that belong inside of, like, RU or UU or that kind of stuff, and you try to play OU, and you're just going to get beat up by these very standard teams with, like, Volcarona and all that kind of stuff, the simple stuff, the stuff you see on these viability rankings, or usage stats. But yeah, Mandy Buzz is quite strong. Moving on to a mon that is still inside the top 10. Of course it is. We got Clefable. Now, Clefable is actually using Stealth Rock now. It's not just the Wish Passer. It's still good as a Wish Passer, but it's not like as absolutely disgusting and annoying as it was before. Now, the reason it was annoying before is because, like, balance was just the way to go. Most things couldn't, like, do an insane amount of damage and beat you up. So, post home, not post DLC, post home. So, when Pokemon Home came out, gave the thing teleport. It just wreaked havoc. It was really annoying. But now it does things like Stealth Rocks or Calm Mind Life Orb, trick sets, I guess. You could do trick sets. It has a bunch of cool sets you can do, and it's a lot more interesting. But yeah, it's still used quite a bit. Number 4 is nothing to scoff at, especially since it's above Dragapult, which is still quite good. Now, I don't really have much of an opinion or anything to say on Dragapult. He's just so good. He's fast, one of the fastest mons. Well, I'm pretty sure like 3rd fastest or something. He's crazy. You can run Specs, Scarf, Spell Tag, Specs Hex, which is pretty funny. Like, there's nothing wrong with him. He's the pseudo-legendary. Most are good, except Goodra. Goodra was not good. That was like RU or UU inside of Gen 7, I think. Then we got Toxapex, which is another mon that some people have been considering a ban for, or at least looking at it inside of Scornful Eyes, since Toxapex will never be bad. This thing has too much bulk, unless they decide that they want to make an entire generation on Pokemon with base stats over, I don't know, 500 or something. Every single mon gets a base stat total of 500, and they get no, like, stats inside of the useless tiers, or the useless stats. So, Cinderace, imagine if it had no special attack. It just had all that special attack that it has, or, you know, all the special attack put inside of speed or attack. Imagine a world like that where everything just hit hard and was really fast. Sounds like hell, but you know, that's probably how it's going to end up. So the later generations, since Gen 1 it was kind of simpler time, nothing insane. And now we have Gen 8, which everything is just running amok with their base stat totals that are higher than, I don't know, the amount of protein I eat in a day or something. But yeah, Toxapex, Scald, Recover, Regenerator has everything you need. And also it's a bulky water. I don't need to say anything more. Instead of a close spot between, you know, Toxapex and number 7 is Excadrill, which is still a good one. Definitely the best sand abuser. I'm pretty sure it's the only one you can use. Yeah, the dudes, no, the fossils, they have like Sand Rush and Slush Rush. I'm pretty sure has like hidden abilities. I don't know when those are going to be released. But yeah, it's still a good mon. Sand is still probably the best. It's probably Sand. Yeah, Sand's probably number 1. But Excadrill will never not be good. It's fast. It got Sand Rush. It got Mold Breaker. It can do a whole lead set. It can just kill things. It has high attack. It's good. It's good. Next we got Rillaboom, which this thing was RU. Mind you, this thing was RU. And now it's number 8 in OU, which it's been a while since the whole DLC thing came out, so this isn't just a fad. Rillaboom is like really good. Having the very strong move of Grassy Glide, which is like a personalized priority move just for this dude, since they just decided, yo, see Cinderace? It needs a signature ability that's absolutely insane. Then we need Rillaboom, which is going to have a move that is literally tailor-made for it. And then Inteleon, which gets the ability to crit. And now it's in like RU. Kind of just sitting in there. I don't know, maybe it's good in RU, but not as, powerful as these units. Unfortunately. But yeah, Rillaboom's quite strong. You can use Scarf, you can use Band, you can use Leftovers with like Drain Punch or something weird like that. Moving on, we got Urshifu Single Strike. Much better than Rapid Strike, since Rapid Strike is 29. Not as good as Single Strike, but you know, it's usable. Urshifu Single Strike is very strong, very strong. It is I'm pretty sure it's considered a legendary. I think it is, but I really don't know what I would consider that mon. No, it's not a legendary, I don't think. Yeah, it's just like a random Pokemon that they give you inside of like the Isle of Armor. I'm not sure, I never played that. I didn't want the DLC, I just wanted to play Pokemon Showdown. but Urshifu is quite strong. It has a move that literally makes it so it crits like 100% of the time. It also has an ability that makes it so you can't protect, which is fine. Like, it's not insane, but I think that's going to be a lot better instead of VGC, which I know it is, since these mons are very good in OU doubles and VGC and all that kind of shit. So Urshifu Single Strike, along with its brethren down there, are very good. The reason Urshifu Rapid Strike is a little bit lower is, well, first of all, it gets fucked up by any kind of Ferrothorn. Like, Ferrothorn is literally a thorn inside. Any kind of Rocky Helmet Ferrothorn. I'm pretty sure you're going to take like 79% from just one move and do like 10% to the poor Ferrothorn. So, yeah, it hits multiple times. And it's also, I don't know, I just don't think it's as good of a typing, I guess. I think water types are good, but I think dark fighting, it hits a lot more, you could say. I don't know. Then Zoroark, the fastest Mon in the game, at least I think it is. Well, fastest OU Mon. Very good Mon. People have been using special sets, but most people these days have kind of just, you know, slapped it on since it can get in there and knock off things. It's a good revenge killer. That's all I have to say about it. And then we have these dudes, which I'm not going to put too much time into since I do not want this video to be too long, but I'll go through them quickly. So starting off at number 11, we have Volcarona. Volcarona, with the addition with heavy-duty boots, it has become a very, very crazy threat. It can get in there, go for Quiver Dance, and then sweep. But there are counters to it, and it is not a top-tier threat. It's just more people are using this thing because if it can get what it wants, it can sweep. But it needs certain conditions to get in there. Unlike some of these mons that if you throw out, it's probably going to kill something or do a bunch of damage, like Cinderace or Magearna. Not Mandy Buzz. She's doing something else. Then we got Hippowdon, just a sand user. Like, you need sand instead of OU. Of course you do. Tyranitar, fuck that guy. We need this Hippo. He's tankier. Doesn't matter what you have. Nothing's going to kill this thing inside of one hit. Since it's Hippowdon. Then you got Ferrothorn. Of course Ferrothorn's up here. It's a tanky legend. I have nothing else to say about it. Just a good Stealth Rock user, and sometimes Power Whip can be used. Banded? I still am putting off using a banded Ferrothorn. I think I'm too much of a bitch. Or maybe I just don't want to get fucked up by a Cinderace. I'll run Protect, just in case they're running HJK, but there's no reason for them to run that. Alright, Azumarill. Top tier Belly Drum user. You can use banded. And of course, there's always that weird Whirlpool set with Perish Song. I don't want to think about Perish Song. I remember getting this thing inside of some random battles, inside of Dedunce Versus videos, facing off against a good friend of mine, Dedunce. I got this motherfucker like 2 times inside of a row or something. It was painful. I just wanted a Belly Drum Azumarill, or maybe even a Choice Band version. But no, I got a Sap Sipper Azumarill with Whirlpool and Perish Song. So I have a bad relationship with this thing. But it's still very strong since its attack is very good, especially with huge power and Belly Drum. Then we have Slowbro. Oh boy, Slowbro. Tanky Lord himself. Like I already said, Regenerator along with Bulky Water, along with Teleport. Just, like, the devil's, like, creation right here. But it's a good mon, you know. You can use this to, I don't know, just kind of switch in. It's a good pivot, I guess. Then we have Togetic. No, Togekiss, not Togetic. This is the Flinch Lord, the OG Flinch Lord. I like this thing. I really do. Like, Kirby Bird is a beautiful creature itself. But I don't use it that much. It's still inside the top 30, so I think anything inside the top 30 is still pretty crazy, since all these top 30 mons are, Jesus, I'll talk about that when it comes later. I'm just noticing something's kind of staring me down right now. That's kind of weird, but yeah, I'll try to break that down later. Then we got Chansey. I already covered why Chansey is different than Blizzy, but there you can see Blizzy over at number 28. They're kind of just different in their own right. They can do different things. Who knows? Maybe one day. This would be crazy. Chansey is used more. No, Blizzy is used more than Chansey. I keep mixing up their damn names. Then we got Halucha, Power Herb. You can use it with a Rillaboom, Grassy Seed, maybe even an Indeedee. I don't know why you'd want to use it with an Indeedee when you have Rillaboom, but whatever floats your boat. whatever tickles your pickle. Alright, next we have Rotom Heat, which is definitely the best Rotom inside the gen. Or, yeah, the gen. So, we got Rotom Frost, which is NU. We got Rotom Mo, which is RU. We got UU Rotom Wash. Normal Rotom, which is NU. And then we have Rotom Heat, which is OU. Now, Rotom Heat is only good. Well, Rotom Heat has a bunch of reasons why he's good, but mostly because of heavy-duty boots. Now he can switch in, take no damage, go for Volt Switch, Nasty Plot Overheat, Pain Split Toxic, Trick with a Scarf. It has everything you need on this very cool typing. Let's just say that, very cool typing. Then Corviknight, it's still good, but Mandy Buzz is just the superior version. I don't think it's dropping down to UU though, since I don't really want to see Corviknight inside of UU, just sitting there with Skarmory. What a horrifying day. Alright. Moving on, we are going to pass through these since we are past the 20 mark, so let's hit these pretty quickly. We have a Mungus. Mungus makes sense why it's there. Kamalo, okay, Hydreigon, Pelipper. Now, Pelipper, this thing is really weird. So it got chucked down to UU for a little bit. It was absolutely destroying things since, like, things with Barrascuda down there. Crazy. Rain was insane. And then, for some reason, it shot back up. So now it's number 24. So I'm not really sure what Pelipper wants. But Pelipper is Pelipper. And we all know that Pelipper is very strong for no reason and really bulky. Especially since he can fire off Hurricanes. Easy peasy. He can fire off Specs Hurricanes, which is even scarier. He has Ice Beam, he has U-Turn, he has Weather Ball if you want to do that, or Hydro Pump, or shit like that. Very strong mod. Then we have the Trick Room Legend, Alolan Marowak. Now this thing was kind of the best Volcarona counter inside the game, since Volcarona had like nothing for it at all, which is pretty cool. Alolan Marowak could get in on it and go for like Stealth Rock or something, or Poltergeist, or anything like that. It's still a cool mon, but it's really slow. But if it gets in there, it can do a lot, since it gets like 700 attack. Quite crazy. Unlike Zacian Crowned, though, because this thing's slow. Unlike Zacian Crowned, who's not slow. Okay, Magna Zone. Now, Magna Zone is just really fun to use. I always love using Magna Zone. Having Magnet Pull is really cool, even though I haven't had many scenarios where Magnet Pull is actually useful, since most people don't use that many steel types, since Excadrill can kind of just kill ya. I think if Hidden Power comes out, a lot of these mons are going to be really kind of crazy. Yeah, really crazy. Next we got Tangrowth, which is really going to enjoy Hidden Power, since this thing kind of gets walled by Ferrothorn. Like, in its entirety. But, you know, it's fine. It's still a very strong regenerator mon. Then we got Blizzy, already talked about this. Rapid Strike, still strong, just not as good as the other one. I've seen it on some rain teams though, because it does become stronger under rain than its counterpart, because Rapid Strike, you know, it's a water type move that gets buffed inside the rain and all that kind of stuff. Then we got Alakazam. Now Alakazam, like I said with Abra, or I don't know if I said it with Abra, but it has Magic Guard along with access to Nasty Plot, so you don't have to worry about getting hit by entry hazards. You can just switch in on Stealth Rocks, have a Focus Sash, go for Nasty Plot, and there you go. There you go. You have like, I don't know, 900 special attack or something, and you're really fucking fast. Alakazam has been good since like Gen 1. I don't think he's... No, I'm pretty sure he's been UU. Yeah, I think it was UU inside of Gen 7, because his Mega Evolution was OU. Crawdant, already talked about Crawdant and his powerful adaptability tendencies. Mew, it's the... Well, actually, that's the adaptability mon. Mew can adapt to anything, since it learns every single move, so... You can use special sets, you can use physical sets, you can use lead sets, you can use weird explosion sets. Pretty sure, yeah. Is explosion in this game? I don't think explosion's in this game. Maybe it is. I don't know. But Mew is just versatile, it can do anything you want it to do. And it's also a pretty cute looking thing, I guess. Venusaur and Torquel right next to each other. Clap it up for them too. They're enjoying their stay at 33 and 34. Like I already said, Sun teams are very strong. Now going back to Rain teams, let's talk about number 35 being Kingdra. Now Kingdra has always been a very strong mon since it has the Swift Swim ability and some very good attacks. But this Mon has been gifted the legendary Hurricane, which is a move that is kind of like Focus Blast. I'm pretty sure it has the same accuracy. It has 110 base power, I'm pretty sure. It's just a flying type move. And this Mon is really going to use it, since every single one that I've run into is a Swift Swim variant under Rain with Hurricane. And you guys probably know this, but Hurricane hits 100% of the time instead of Rain, just like a Hurricane. It can start anywhere, or, that kind of stuff. So Hurricane becomes a very useful part of Kingdra's set. So, we get the whole Sun teams and then the Rain teams right next to each other. And then finally, we have Scizor. Now, Scizor is a epic banded Mon, and just like the Kingdra, it has access to a new flying type move, being Dual Wing Beat. Well, Hurricane isn't a new move, it's just new to Kingdra. Dual Wing Beat is just new in its entirety, and it is strong, very strong. And it can hit some Mons that, I don't know, maybe walled it. Like its pre-evolution Scyther uses it a little bit more because it's Stab, and Scyther's a little bit faster, but, that Mon's UU at the moment. But yeah, that's my recap of everything that has happened for the usage stats. Hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoy making these videos, and I look forward to them so much. I just, when I'm at the 20th of the month, I'm sitting there just drooling, oh man, I can't wait to see what I can use instead of lower tiers, or what I'm going to have to face against in the future. But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my other versions of this, since I kind of just gush for a very long time. And if you guys sat through this, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys sitting with me and learning about this along with me. I've only been playing the game for or at least competitively for 7 months or something. So I'm not too well versed in this, but I'm still learning. I'm gonna get better at this so my YouTube videos can improve. But with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and keep on lookout for my videos.